Hello, Kazoo crew. Hello again. Hopefully, the stream doesn't conk out again. That would be unfortunate. Hey, Blue Aussie. Hello, how are you doing this evening? How are you doing this evening? So hey, Ja. My forehead disrupted the Wi-Fi signals? So true. I have been told that I have a very large forehead, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because, it is a sign. It's a signal of beauty and of intelligence. Big brain. Oh, okay. Good night, Pretzel. Thank you. Thank you for coming back to say that. Hey, Ancient One. Hi, Ancient One. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, hope you're having a good night. We're just kind of vibing right now, guys. We're just kind of like, hope you're doing good. We're just hanging out. We're hanging out. And we're talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza started development immediately when Mario Odyssey stopped. So that was probably what, like, let's see. It came out, I want to say it came out like October of 2017, around then. So probably like at least 6 months before that, right? So like beginning of 2017 is probably when, right? Yeah, Mario Odyssey probably stopped development whenever the Switch came out in March, probably right around that time. Hi, Cool Breeze. Yes, the game was originally for the Switch. That is correct. So I mean, it's probably been in development a good 7 years or so. Yeah, and so they had to, of course, then switch over to Switch 2 instead of Switch 1. So I mean, it's interesting, right? Like, you know. So it's good. It's good to know. It's good to know. Good information. Um, has anyone has Switch 2? I actually don't have the Switch 2. Yeah, you don't have it either, Blue Aussie. Yeah, I don't have one. I it's a little out of my budget right now, shall we say. It's tempting, but it's hard to buy early this day. Yeah, what do you mean? It's hard to buy early? Like, oh, you mean like be an early adopter of the Switch 2? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't really have a problem with being an early adopter. Um, for me, it's more like I don't have $500 right now. So it is, yeah, it is in high demand. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a lot of demand for it. Yes, absolutely. Hey, what's up, Brian Banqued? What's up? Everywhere it's out of stock. Yes, definitely. That is definitely true. Unfortunately, it is. Didn't buy Switch 2, have no intent to do so. Not worth buying if Nintendo has the sole rights to brick the console. Something's wrong with the current CEO of Nintendo Japan. Isn't that like Furukawa, I think? Walmart has it and it's like 700 to 900. What? No, it's not. MSRP. No, MSRP is like 500 with the bundle. Dowlars. Yes, Dowlars. 500, 700 to 900 Dowlars. So true. What? Wait a minute. There's companies legit making you get on a waiting list, and only if you qualify will you be able to purchase one. That's kind of crazy, actually. You would think it'd be like first come, we decide who's allowed to purchase. That's so weird. It's overpriced. The people who get it are lucky. Yeah, yeah, it seems like it. Games is too pricey this day. That's why people like to make way to own illegally. Yeah, there are people definitely for sure. They do. Some people do pirate things, and that's R. And I'm not talking about like me with my eye patch. Yar. Um. So unfortunately. Yeah, no, I know Nintendo is one of, I know Nintendo is doing that. I know. They did that for War Unicorn. If you guys know him, he's on my Discord. War Unicorn. They were like he got a pre-order somewhere else, but they were giving him like a they gave him a I don't know. I don't remember what the story was. It's been a while. Basically what happened was, hey, what's up, Jade? Basically what happened was, hey, what's up, Jade? Jade Riley. Hello. Welcome. Um so basically what happened was he got like he sent out his expressed interest through some kind of a form or something from like to Nintendo, because Nintendo was supposed to be giving these out on a first come first serve basis, but no, then they changed it to like you have to, I don't even know what. You have to do like you have to be like part of NSO. You have to meet like certain criteria. I forget what all of it was, but you had to do all these different things. You had to jump through a bunch of hoops just to be able to like get a pre-order, which is crazy. And they basically just abandoned anyone who even signed up for that, because and they just never did. I think they did like maybe like a week ago or like or something like that. Should you buy a Switch 2 or OLED Switch? Well, I mean, if you're gonna get one or the other, I guess I would say go with the Switch 2 because that's the current console. Like, eventually, they're not gonna be making any new games for the OLED Switch. So, yeah, I would go with the other one. I mean, for goodness sakes, if Satoru Iwata was still alive, Nintendo wouldn't even be in this mess in the first place. You think so? What's up, Zaza? No, I didn't get to pick my nose. I was just born with it. Until I get a Switch 2, I'm still having fun with the Switch OLED. Yeah, you know, I still have the regular Nintendo Switch. I like Mario Kart. I like Mario Kart a lot. Mario Kart probably is my favorite game on the Switch. Well, why are you worried, Blue Aussie? So let's see here. Because Switch 2 has many issues. Many issue reviews. Oh, okay, it has a lot of issues. Yeah, that's just like batter issues. What do you mean? Is the Switch 2, is it a cake or something? Nintendo banned Switch 2 owner after they played used Switch 1 games. Decision eventually reversed after proving innocent. Oh, battery issues. I was like, yeah, are we talking about a cake or something? Battery issues. Got it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could hold off and see if they have one like an OLED, but I mean, you had the Switch 1, and then you had the gap between the Switch 1 and the OLED was like 3 or 4 years. So you might be waiting 3 or 4 years, and by that time, you'll probably cave and get one after 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So then it'll only be like a year in between. You get what I'm saying? So that's but that is actually crazy. That Nintendo banned a Switch 1 user or a Switch 2 user for playing a used Switch 1 game. But he also patched them on his console. According to Reddit user Demanthe, they purchased 4 used titles off Facebook Marketplace, inserted them into the Switch 2, and had them all updated. When they turned on their handhelds the following day, they received a message saying that they were restricted from Nintendo's online services and that they couldn't download the games they had already bought. That's crazy. Yeah, I can see why people might not want to actually buy the Switch 2 for this issue, for this reason, because that's crazy. Fortunately for D-Man, Nintendo had a quick resolution. Once they discovered the issue, they went to Nintendo's support website, were immediately able to talk to a human. That's helpful. Nintendo shouldn't be banning Switches left and right, otherwise they will find themselves. No, I don't think they would find themselves in legal trouble. I don't know why they would, but hey, Rez, what's up? I had brain surgery. That's what happened. Oh, I guess it was easier. So that's good at least. It was easier than getting support from Microsoft, Sony. So that's a positive at least. by showing these things, you can prove to Nintendo that you purchased the games in good faith and that you were duped. So I guess you're not supposed to. So I guess they had. So what? Okay, what is it? What is it that you're not supposed to do? Let's see here. I'm gonna tell you like this. These reviews are not convincing me in the slightest bit not to purchase a Switch 2. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think that these reasons are reasons to not purchase or to not buy it, to not purchase the Switch 2. Like, is it, is it gonna be perfect? No, nothing is perfect. But I mean, I think all of the IP, like all of Nintendo's IP, are gonna outweigh any potential drawbacks. Like, let's be real. Yeah. Yeah, like let's be real. Like at the end of the day, you either want to play the game or you don't. So if you want to play it, you're gonna buy a Switch. What's up, TWC Myers? You won't do your taxes. Well, then they're gonna find you, my friend. The IRS is gonna find you. Everybody make sure you hit that like button too. That would be awesome. Would be great. Double tap that screen. Say, just boop it like it's a little cat. Pretend it's a little cat on the screen and boop the nose. Next thing you know, we find out that one of the executives back in Nintendo are preventing the copyright law back in Japan to further evolve as the whole scandal gets exposed. I be amazed. So, oh, interesting. Interesting. So, I guess it's possible that the seller of the games that they copied them to a micro SD card, and then they sold the original cartridges. So they still have the game. They just don't. They just sold the cartridges, and so that's why Nintendo banned that Switch too. Next thing you know, we find out that oh wait, no, I already read that. One interesting thing worth pointing out about Japan's copyright laws, they haven't been updated for the past 20 years, and fair use in Japan doesn't exist. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons, definitely, that America is so great. Like we have free speech for the most part. We have well, not for the most part, but we have free speech. We have like you said, fair use. We do have laws that are designed for consumer protection, which is good. Fair use in Japan has to exist, and the Japanese government needs to know better on why it has to exist. Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm sure they don't want it to exist because it makes it easier to kind of maybe control citizens, or I don't know, but to oppress citizens maybe. I don't know. That's interesting. That's interesting to consider. Anybody else know about fair use laws in Japan? if they don't update their own copyright laws soon, will eventually bring about their own downfall by their own hand and only by their own hand. Well, why though? Why would not updating the law have the effect of that? Because some things grow up. That actually doesn't really make any sense at all. I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't make any sense at all. If they don't update their own copyright laws, they will eventually bring about their downfall by their own hand. And you said that's because some things in life have to grow up. Like, because the copyright law hasn't been updated for 20 years? Is that the growing up? Yeah, so I mean, thankfully, I'm glad that copyright, that pirated game issue, I'm glad that was resolved. Seems like Nintendo is acting quickly upon that. They're acting quickly on that to rectify the situation, so that's good. Hey, Marcos. Hey, Marcos. Remember the dowry. If you want me to be your wife, you gotta pay the dowry. Streamlabs.com/TheYellowKazoo. But I reserve the right to say no, even if you pay the dowry. Here's this article from The Gamer, okay? What do you guys think of this? It's somehow the Switch 2 became my most problematic relationship. So this guy has a relationship with his Switch 2, apparently. As far back as I can remember, I've had Nintendo consoles in the house. I remember getting the NES as a combination birthday Christmas gift in 1987. In the beginning of what would become a lifelong fandom that would see me excited to get almost every console the company released. Like many of you, I skipped the Wii U. I regret nothing. It's so stupid. It's really annoying that they're like, oh, I regret nothing. Like, I don't know. That's just like, there's this certain tone when people talk like this. There's a certain tone that it's almost like a quirky millennial, like, I don't know, I just don't like it. Okay, it says now Nintendo is back with the Switch 2 and it's giving me Wii U vibes. Yeah, it's those vibes, man. It's those vibes. I enjoyed the Wii U and the games I have. Me too, I liked the Wii U. I liked the Wii U a lot. It was great. Whenever I think of the Wii U, I seriously wish they gave it a better name. Yeah, that's true, because a lot of people thought that it was just a tablet add-on to the Wii, which was obviously not true. So it's giving this person Wii U vibes regardless of Mario Kart World. The rest of the launch titles aren't exciting. It looks and plays like an updated Switch. True. And doesn't feature the OLED screen in the latest iteration of its predecessor. And yet, when Walmart restocked the item this week, I bought one, and I'm not exactly sure why. I know why. It's because the games on it are good as heck. Like, the games on it are some of the best games. Let me tell you, folks, they're some of the best games. And let me tell you, they're some of the best. Let's see here. Had the Wii U. Hey, what's up, Nick? Had the Wii U been named differently, it would have sold better. Yeah, yes, it would have sold better for sure. Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited to sit down with my Switch 2 when it arrives at my door later today. I'm sure the first thing I'll do is install Zelda Link to the Past on yet another device and begin playing it. From there, I will play a scary number of hours on it like I have on every other Nintendo console. Once again, except the Wii U, I'm only human. Yeah, make sure you emphasize that the second time. Make sure you emphasize that. You have to emphasize that you hate the Wii U. You have to emphasize that the Wii U is garbage. Even though you've probably never played the Wii U. Like, let's be real. Yeah, thanks, Nick. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. A quick look at the games available at launch shows why some have branded the Switch 2 as a $500 Mario Kart machine. Okay, but listen, you know that there's going to be more. If you're excited to play Mario Kart, you know that there's going to be a lot more that you're going to be excited to play. You just know. Hey, Nate, how are you? Marco says, do you want me to give up on our love? Or may I still dream of our marriage and of our child who will be named John? Can we still dream? Can we still dream of this future? Well, like I said, Marcos, you gotta pay the dowry. The dowry is $5,372. Streamlabs.com/TheYellowKazoo. But I still have the right to revoke any potential marriages. All right, back to this article. A quick look at the games available launch shows why some branded the Switch 2 as a $500 Mario Kart machine. And while I have no doubts that Mario Kart World is an excellent game and will command a surprising amount of my waking hours eventually, the puzzling choice to have Mario Kart title be your primary launch game rather than a Mario or Zelda is disappointing. Okay, but you gotta look at it like, no. Obviously, Mario Kart has a wide range of players, of potential customers. And again, we have Miyamoto's development philosophy of games as a product rather than art. So that kind of comes into play here as well. But I mean, this is ridiculous. Like this person is silly. I don't know who this is. Chris Hayner. I don't know who this guy is, but this is very silly. Like, oh, it's like these people, they just try to find things that are wrong with it. I will not give up on your love. We are white and we will have a beautiful son named John. My friend's husband is named John. It's a pretty common name. It's a pretty common name. Your uncle's name is John, really? I mean, it's a good name. It's a good name, you know? It's a cool name. I like the name Daniel. Ever since I studied the book of Daniel several years ago, I've liked that name. Thought that was a good name. Daniel. So if I ever had a son, I would definitely consider naming him Daniel. Speaking of racers, Fast Fusion looks fun on the Switch too. Oh, really? I haven't seen that one yet. Haven't seen that one. You like Bear, Max, Alex. Why would you? Why is that because women are choosing the bear? Okay, so he says, from a sales perspective, Mario Kart games routinely outsell Super Mario Bros. Titles. Yeah, no duh. Literally no duh. Why? Like, obviously that's why they chose that. Like, it has wide-ranging appeal from casual and the more hardcore gamers, okay? So, I mean, obviously, like literally these people who write these articles are they just say whatever is going to get clicks. Hi Troy, how are you? Having a good evening. For girls, Savannah, Olivia, and Indiana. I actually know there's this one guy on Twitter and his name is Indiana. So that's a male, a man. Daniel in German sounds somewhat similar to a swear word. I prefer the name John. If it's a girl, I would like her to be named Mary. It's a classic name and sounds beautiful. What middle names do you like? I really haven't thought about that at all, to be honest with you. I haven't really even thought about very many first names. I just know that I like the name Daniel for a boy. Hey, what's up, Cal420? How you doing? Oh, what happened? Let's see here. This article, okay, let's see here. I like Baker, Emmett, and Richard for girls. Gabriel, Nevea. I don't know what this weird like obsession is with the name Nevea. Like, it's just heavens. It's heaven spelled backwards, which just seems very odd to me. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. It spells heaven backwards. I know. I know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't get it. I think it sounds dumb. Oh, it's your sister's middle name? Oh, well, I'm sorry that I just insulted the name then. But I'm just giving my honest opinion. I agree. I think it's effing stupid. Yeah. Well, what can you do? On the Switch alone, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was basically an upgrade of the same title on the Wii U, sold nearly 70 million copies. Yeah, and that was like basically a port of the Wii U game. So that's really silly. I mean, it just shows how much of a system seller it is, you know? Okay, he says, our son will have both American and German citizenship, and I would like you to take my surname, Scherer. God would be giving me a wonderful gift. I will take care of you and John forever. Just marry Marcos so he would shut up. Ja, so true. So true. Yes. Hey, I mean, you know, I told you, you know, there's if you want to marry me, you got to pay the dowry payment of $10,627. Nah, it's a Wii U port on steroids. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it is definitely there is added content. That's for sure. Oh, this artwork? Yeah, it would make for a cool phone background. Oh, you're Irish. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Um, okay, back to the article. Okay. So, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 70 million on the original Switch, compared to Super Mario Odyssey's less than 30 million and Zelda 32 million. So I mean, he just answered his question right there. Why didn't Nintendo launch with a Mario or Zelda? Well, you just answered your own question, dude. Like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 70 million compared to Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild at 30 and 32 million, respectively. Hey, what's up, Jade? How are you, Jade? Hope you're doing well, my friend. While there are several ports of games from other consoles, which is cool if you only play games on the Switch, this is the most disappointing Nintendo launch title selection since the Nintendo 64. Once again, I'm pretending the Wii U doesn't exist. Well, then you're retarded, okay? But the N64 had the generation-defining Super Mario 64, and nothing on the Switch 2 has quite that much momentum. Okay, well, did they think that the Mario 64 was a generation definer at the start, like right when it came out? This guy is judging not even 2 months. Like, the Switch hasn't even been out for 2 months. And this dude is already judging, like, oh, well, there's no generation definer on the Switch, too. Like, what? How do you know that? You don't have the benefit of hindsight like you do for the N64. It's so stupid. Okay, Marcos, we'll see you later. Imagine of what would happen back in the sixth generation of gaming consoles that Nintendo and Panasonic actually released the Nintendo Cube. What would your reaction be? What would my I don't know what the Nintendo Cube. I I feel like I've heard of it. Like, Nintendo and Panasonic, they were gonna do something together. I feel like I've heard of that before, but I don't quite remember. Was it going to be a handheld or what? There's not one exclusive on PlayStation or Xbox that has even got close to 70 million copies sold. Yeah, see? So I mean, it's so ridiculous. Like this article is so ridiculous. See, just this line right here. The N64 had the generation-defining Super Mario 64, and nothing on the Switch 2 has quite that much momentum. Bro, the Switch 2 has been out for not even 2 months. Not even 2 months, okay? So, how are you going to say that it doesn't have anything? Like, oh, it doesn't have a generation definer. How do you know? How do you know? You can't exactly look back and say, "Oh yeah, that's now that one was really a generation definer." The Mario 64 is like 30 years old at this point. Like, bro, instead of calling it the GameCube, it'd be called the Nintendo Cube, where it plays mini disc CDs. Oh, that's right. Yes. I remember that. I do remember that now. Yeah, they super dropped the ball on that because that's why the PlayStation 2 sold so many copies or sold so many units. Because it had the Blu-ray in it or whatever. So yeah. Myers, you won't do your taxes? Well then what are you gonna do when the IRS comes for you? Like they're gonna come for you, man. Okay, back to this article. So what is there to do? I'm going to be using the Switch Online Library, which has been rebranded Nintendo Classics. Quite a bit on the Switch too. I'm an elder gamer. Well, good for you. And I absolutely love to go back in time and revisit the very old, very dated games of my childhood. This is one of these guys. This is one of these like 40-year-old dudes who like lives in his basement. Lives in his parents' basement. But anyway. I'll play my fair share of Mario Kart, I'm guessing, and download Fortnite for when I'm traveling and simply need to frag. The problem is, I could do all of that. I'm just kidding, by the way. It's probably not, really. I call Optima Tax Relief. What does that mean? And play the majority of the games out now on the Switch 2 without actually buying one. Okay, but then why did you buy one then? Like why don't you wait until there's something that you want to play? Just a thought. You could have done that, man. You could have done that, bro. Mr. Elder Gamer. As someone working in games media, I can make a case for buying one. I will play games on it for review. Okay, well then that's what do you mean? Like you set this whole thing up saying like, oh, I don't know why I bought the Switch 2. I don't know why I ever bought the console. Whatever will I do on the console? Like, okay, you're working in games media, and so you're gonna play the games for review. Like what? Why is this even a question? But the Wii U notwithstanding, Nintendo launches are usually more exciting than this. It makes sense that there isn't a new Zelda title, given how recently Tears of the Kingdom was released. But why isn't there a Super Mario Bros. Game? At the very least, we know why the Odyssey team wasn't working on one. They were developing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yes, they were. I think that's true. I think that's true. But like what is this guy talking about for the most part? Like, weird. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, a side-scrolling platform, was released in 2023. However, Super Mario Odyssey was a Switch launch title back in 2017. Isn't it time for a follow-up? They said. Isn't it time for a follow-up? Well, as we know now, they were working on Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't know if he's gonna get into that. Bro is fluent Japanese. I know, for real. Like they just put out articles. Okay. This is, by the way, hang on here. This is what this guy looks like. This is what the guy looks like who wrote the article, by the way. Just to add some context to that. Okay, what else do we have here? So this guy's beef with the Switch 2, like, I mean, it basically tells you that there is no beef with the Switch 2. Because his beef is that there's no mainline Mario game on it at launch. So that's pretty much it. Surely there will be a new mainline Mario introduced on the Switch 2 at some point. For now, though, it's hard for me to hold the Switch 2 in high regard. While it's sold incredibly well since release, the one metric Nintendo likely cares about. Duh? Hello? Duh. Like, what other metric is there that's keeping their company afloat? Is it just, I don't know, unicorn farts and fairy dust? Like, what are you even saying, dude? I swear, these people just want to be outraged about something, so they'll just find anything. Okay, this timeout doesn't have that. This timeout doesn't have that special Nintendo feel of the past. Okay, well, sir, you're looking for nostalgia, I would say. I think he's just looking for nostalgia. Instead of feeling like a technological jump forward, we paid new console prices for an upgraded console. What? What does that even mean? Yeah, it's an upgraded console, but it's still a new console. Like, what is this guy even talking about? And yes, I regret purchasing the Switch 2 and considered canceling the order after I placed it because, well, this situationship I'm in is driving me crazy. What? What is this guy even talking about? My actual relationship with my partner isn't anywhere near as dramatic as the situation I find myself in with the Switch 2. What even is this article, man? Like, this is so ridiculous. I mean, I guess this guy's just trying to be funny, but this is so cringe. But this is where Nintendo has left me, anxious about buying their latest release. This guy's just being dramatic, right? Like this guy's just saying, he's just saying this for the clicks, right? And yet, if given the option, I'd do it again right now and still regret it. Video games are complicated. That's how the article ends. Oh, this is so stupid. That's such a stupid. Wow. There's a comment on here. Imagine admitting you play Fortnite. So, you're a Nintendo Super fan, but you didn't buy a Wii U and you don't regret it. Pull the other one. It's got bells on. Super Mario Odyssey was not a launch title. True, yes. I didn't catch that actually. I didn't catch that when he said that, but he's right. It was not a launch title. So, yeah, so true. Maybe do the bare minimum required of journalists. That's funny, so true. Yeah, and then somebody else says, it's not like the Switch 2 will be getting more games to make the purchase worth it. This is exactly what I said. Like, can we just acknowledge this? Can we just acknowledge this? What are my long-term goals for myself? Moon, that's a great question. That's a great question. That I also wish that I had the answer to. Do I want to work with a church? That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't really like work with a church per se, but I do some like volunteer things for my church every now and then. Let's see here. Oh, Switch 2 is supposedly 10 times more powerful than Switch 1. Wow. That is a significant leap. That's for sure. Hey, oh my gosh. No. No, Mr. Troll. Uh-oh, we got a troll in the chat. I'm not gonna say that name. Because that's it. That would be inappropriate. Sir. Yeah, so anyway, that article from The Gamer. That article is from The Gamer, guys. That article is from The Gamer, and it says, somehow the Switch 2 became my most problematic relationship. That's the title of the article. So, so dumb. Basically, the author has been a fan of Nintendo consoles for his whole life, but he thinks the Switch 2 launch felt underwhelming since there was no Mario game. No main Super Mario Bros. Game. Obviously, there was Mario Kart. But that wasn't good enough for this guy. And he says that you can't justify the $500 price tag because it's just an upgraded Switch. It's not really a new console, so it's not really worth $500. So he's gonna play. He's still got his he's still got his game. He's still got a Switch 2, but basically he's still got a Switch 2, but he's not happy about it because he has to, because he works for the video games. He works in games media. So he has to get it. It's like, I'm sorry, but I have to get it. Ridiculous. Sounds like he needs to take a break from gaming. I know. This is my favorite line. This is my favorite line in the whole article. My actual relationship with my partner isn't nearly as dramatic. Isn't anywhere near as dramatic as the situation I find myself in the Switch 2. But this is where Nintendo has left me. Anxious about buying their latest release. And yet, if given the option, I'd do it again. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I'd do it right now. And still regret it. Video games are complicated. I mean, it's so ridiculous. What a dumb article, but here I am reading it and giving it clicks and telling y'all where to find it. Like, oh, that's so silly. Need to put some dramatic music in the background while reading. So true. So true. So true. Yeah, I should actually do that. I should, maybe I should, like, make a short. I should do a short. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. But with that, guys, with that incredible article, Kazoo pottery. That's right, Ja. That's right. Y'all know I love to talk about my ceramics class. I love to talk about ceramics. Oh, one last thing. Okay, this is going to be the last thing. So, hey, what's up, Ronnie? Roni Aguirre. Hello. Welcome. So this, I didn't make this. I didn't make this guy at the pottery studio. This other guy made it. But I just thought it was so funny. Like, it's a clown. I just thought it was so funny. So I was like, Derek, I gotta get a picture. I know, it is wild. Isn't it cute? It's funny. I guess he made it from a pinch pot. Which is interesting because pinch pots are small, so he must have had to add a lot of clay. Oh, you thought it was a clownfish. Well, I mean, close enough. Like it does look like a fish because of the mouth. And it's got a shape. It's kind of like it's got kind of like a strutting shape almost. Hey, fart nuggets. Does it get wet? Well, yeah, on the inside it has liquid. So yeah, it's going to get wet on the inside. Yeah, it'll for sure be wet on the inside. So I